Hello friends, it's Dr. Schulze, and this video is Make It Easy Part 1, what to eat and some fresh drinks. And I'm going to try to do it in under 5 minutes. And the reason is I watch how you come to my blog site, and most of you are there and gone. I know you're busy, I know you don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to get the most amount of information here in the smallest amount of time. Okay, I get thousands of questions, people asking me, what do I eat? Let me give you a few simple rules. Local, seasonal, organic, and raw. Local. Try to choose most of the food that you eat is food that grows in and around where you live. This is food that's best suited for you. Seasonal, of course, the same thing. You want to eat foods that are in season, that are growing at the same time you're living in this area. And organic, why organic? I talk about this all the time. Organic is 4 to 10 times higher in nutrition. And on top of that, it doesn't have all the insecticides and pesticides and chemicals and horrible things that make you sick, poison your liver, poison your blood, poison your cells, and poison you. And raw, another reason to eat organic, because we're eating it raw. But raw food has more nutrition because when you cook food, you destroy the nutrition. You at least weaken it or lower it substantially. Okay, so locally and in season. Now, how do you know what's local and in season? Well, give me the camera. Give me the camera. Right here, my friends, out the window. This will tell you. Nature's talking to you. My tomatoes are gone. My peaches are gone. The sunflowers are gone from the fields. Hey, took a look out this way. Same thing. But what's here? What's back here? I'll give the camera back to you. What's back? Well, now I have my apples and my grapes and my pears and my fall foods. So this is what I need to be eating now. This is what my body craves. It's what's designed for you. It helps you adjust to the environment you live in. It's where you live. It helps you adapt to the environment that you live in. This summer, we had a very hot, dry summer. It was actually a drought. So all the food prepared itself for the fall. So the apples, the grapes, the pears that I'm eating now went through this drought the same way I did. So they adjusted their vitamin balance, their mineral balance, their chemical balance. Substances that science doesn't even understand were adjusted in these foods just for me. Just for me to help me adapt and adjust and live in this same environment along with my apples, my pears, and my grapes. Okay, no one ever died from eating a kiwi, okay, but kiwis not only come from the other side of the world, but the other hemisphere where hardly anybody lives. So I want you to get away from consuming foods that are shipped in and flown in from the other side of the world and start really getting in tune with what is grown locally, what's in season, organic and raw. Okay, how do we do this? We look outside again. And when we look outside, what do we see? Markets, farmers markets. You know, I remember as a kid, I used to go with my mom in Rochester, New York, to a farmer's market that had been there for years near my grandfather's house in the inner city. And I remember smelling the freshness and the aliveness and meeting the farmers. And of course, we were very poor, so we went there because the food was cheap, but it was also fresher and cleaner. And a lot of it was organic. When I ran my clinic, I really promoted the Wednesday farmers market, the organic farmers market in Santa Monica, California. And I used to take my patients there. And if people aren't selling organic, go up and ask them, do you spray this with pesticides and insecticides? Sometimes people grow it really clean, they just don't call it organic. But it also will help intimidate the farmers to stop putting poisons on our food. Okay, here's a tool that I really love and I use every day in my house, and it's the Vitamix. Now, there's lots of blenders. This is a super industrial blender, and there's cheaper blenders. You can buy a blender for 30 or 40 bucks, and you can buy one for 500 bucks. But the reality is the Vitamix has a big motor, a sharp blade, and it pulverizes things. It liquefies things. And we're talking about my food here, what gives me life, what builds this body. So when I make a drink, I want to liquefy it down to its smallest cellular level. I talk often about nutrient density. I like to use a lot of greens because they're very nutrient dense. So I want to break the cellular material down into the smallest bits possible so more of it is available to my digestive system and that my digestive system has an easier time digesting this food. So, you know, go ahead. I'd rather have cheaper drapes or no drapes, have my car not be as shiny. There's a lot of places you can cut costs in life, but when it comes to your health, I suggest getting the best juicers, the best blenders, and the best tools, because after all, when you're on your deathbed, you're not going to be saying, I wish I would have had a shinier car. You're going, I wish I would have taken care of myself better, my body better, my cells better, my health better, so I could have had the most longevity and felt great all of my life, and this is one of the tools to make it happen. Okay, so superfoods, super drinks. I'm going to make a drink that's my dinner drink, because I've talked a lot about breakfast drinks and lunchtime drinks, but this is often a drink that I make when I want to have my dinner. I come downstairs, and it's either my dinner or my after-dinner drink. It's low-calorie, high-fiber, and ultra-high nutrition, which is pretty similar to all the drinks I make. Okay, what am I going to put into it? Whole foods like grapes, these grapes that are growing outside. They come in bunches like this. They're beautiful. And inside these grapes, there's an amazing substance called pectin. And there's been whole books written just about grapes, Joanna Brandt's Grape Cure. But the pectin is a detoxifier. And they're also loaded with organic acids that alkalinize and cleanse your body and purge the non-organic acids and the mucus out of your system. Great help for arthritis and joint problems. Great help for lung problems, for cleansing and purging out of your body. And I'm going to take the entire grapes and put them in here, just removing the stems. But there's 3 or 4 seeds in each one of those grapes, and they're really hard, but I'm going to put them right in the Vitamix because the Vitamix is going to turn them into liquid. Okay, and then I'm going to put in, people talk about grapeseed extract all the time. Leave the seeds in. I'm making grapeseed extract. They talk about it being high in vitamin E and antioxidants and flavonoids, how grapeseed extract reduces your risk of heart disease, interferes with cancer cell growth and the proliferation of cancer in your body, protects you from toxins and free radicals. There's a million pages written on grapeseed extract, but you don't have to buy the extract. Just put the entire grape, the skin, the pulp, the pectin, and the seeds into your Vitamix, and you're going to get all that nutrition, all that goodness. I'm going to put in an apple. You've all heard it. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Now, sometimes with my apple, I put the whole apple in. Today, I'm not using the core. And I'm putting pears. You know, I read a French herbal that said, la pomme pour merde et la poire pour pisser. That means the apple to shit. And we know that apples help you go to the bathroom. And la poire pour pisser, the pear to piss. Pears are a great diuretic. So here we have grapes with grape seeds and the skin and all the organic acids and antioxidants, and apples with their pectin and the diuretic pears. And you know what? I'm going to put some greens in too, because I love my greens. And you know, some of you are a little worried or scared or don't eat greens. Greens taste great in drinks. You'll hardly even notice them. So I'm going to put some greens in here. And I'm also going to put water. Now, you know, I always suggest distilled water because it's the emptiest. And if you can't have distilled, then I say just reverse osmosis. Because when I've tested my reverse osmosis water, it's even emptier than my distilled water. But I don't have either of those here, so use the purest you can get. I have a water filter in a jug here, okay? This isn't perfect, but it works. It's clean water. And now how much water do I put in? Well, I have a little line here. I draw on all my tools. I try to make it easy. Remember, this is called make it easy, not make it difficult. So I put a little line on here. I like to know where I put my water to. And now I'm going to break my own rule of local and in season. You know what? life's too short not to break rules, even Dr. Schulze rules, and I'm going to break a rule. You know, I find that people are very strict about how they behave on their healthy lifestyle, and then on Saturday night, it's Jack Daniels, beer, pretzels, and pot. I'm going to say reverse this. Let's not lose it on Saturday night, but let's go ahead and get a little wild with our nutritional drinks. Reverse it. It's crazy. I meet people all the time that tell me they're vegan, they're gluten-free and all that. And then on Saturday night again, it's pot, pretzels, what happened to the gluten, chicken wings, and you name it. Again, let's reverse that. Let's be a little more sensible on Saturday night, and let's get a little wild and crazy, because you know what? A little watermelon isn't going to kill me. In fact, it's going to make me pee even more, and I feel like peeing a lot. Watermelon is not local. It's not seasonal, but you know what? I like it. In fact, I love it, so I often put watermelon in my drink. Don't be afraid to break the rules. And then I like superfood, but I feel like a little more something in here than just Superfood Plus. So I'm going to put in one of my new superfood bars. Why not? Again, think about it. Think of all the nuts and seeds and nutrition and apples that are in this. It goes perfect with this drink. Now, did you ever wonder how to get them out? How to get it out? This is the easy way. Blow hard, and it falls right out. Throw a superfood bar in your drink. You probably didn't think about doing that, but let me tell you, late at night, I start throwing all sorts of things in my drink. And now we're just going to blend it up. Put the top on the Vitamix, and let's see what happens. I turn it on low first. Here it goes. It's starting to grind. Now look at that. You can hear it crunching up. Now it's on high speed all the way on, and you can see that it's liquefying. And let's turn it off. And here we have it. Woo! Things are alive in the kitchen. Dinner, my favorite glass. But look at this. The one thing that's amazing is it's incredibly thick, luscious, liquefied. You will not notice one piece of grit in this drink, one grape seed. Let's check it out. It's amazing. And you will be shocked. You don't taste any bitterness if you're afraid of greens. There's no grit in there from grape seeds. I know I'm selling the Vitamix right now, but this is the kind of dinner that I like to have when I don't feel like eating a lot of food, when I try to keep my calories down, my fiber high, and my nutrition super. This is the kind of drink you want. This is an after 6 drink or a dinner drink, and you blend it. Okay, so let's review. We're talking about eating food that's local, that's growing in season, that's organic and raw. And it's what's growing outside. This is what your body craves. It's designed for you. This food's adjusted to your environment. It helps you adapt to the environment, to the climate that you're living in. How do you find this food? Look outside and go to the farmer's market. This is food that's grown locally and in season. Always choose organic, less poisons, more nutrition. So find your local farmer's market and push for organic. This is a great tool. A Vitamix is what all I make my drinks in, my raw soups, everything. Don't forget your greens. Always throw your greens in every drink. Raw soups, every drink, even if it's a fruit drink, as you can see. Don't be afraid to use whole grape seeds included. You can use apples, pears, clean water, the cleanest you can get. And I told you about breaking the rules. Don't forget to break the rules. Woohoo! Live on the wild side. Get a little crazy. But try not to do it with the real crazy stuff like whiskey, beer, pizza, and pot. Try to do it, again, I meet people all the time that seem to be crazed about gluten-free, vegan breatharians, but then they go out and lose it all. How about getting a little wild and throwing watermelon into your drink? This is what I'm talking about. Don't get too serious with this. Have fun. Use your blender and get the nutrition in your body, in your bloodstream, and into your cells. This is going to make you feel great and live longer.